Nah, bro, I'm so sorry, but this is the first thing I see when I go on Twitter, bro. New Gen Discord Dev Q&A. How many save slots do we have this year? You will now be able to have 15 total save slots. Last year, right? I made 10 builds. I made 10 builds. I didn't even play the game like that. I played like 500 hours and I made 10 different builds, bro. I've done this for like 3 years now. I've done this for 3 years. Made 10 different builds. I spent so much money. And now you can make 15, bro. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. They really try to take your money. They are really trying to take your money, bro. It's bad. 15 after trying to limit myself to like 8 this year. 8, 7. The reason I'm recording is I want to react to the gameplay news that came out yesterday because your boy hasn't seen it. Yeah, let's see this build. Let's see this video, bro. So this year, what I've seen so far in terms of gameplay wise, I've not seen that much. I'm gonna list out the things I want them to address this year. Number one, make dribbling fun again. I don't want it to be too unrealistic, but just make dribbling fun and unique and that many different moves work. Because last year, oh, that was bad. I think for the past couple years since that 2K20, it's been, or 21, 22, it's been terrible. How players move and how the small amount of dribble moves that are actually effective in game, it's bad. So that's one. Fix the dunking, like the dunk meter. Fix that, please, because if your main thing was being a slasher, yeah, you're cooked, bro. That move's done. That's one of the mistakes I made last year when I started playing. I was like, all right, maybe Precision Dunker Hall of Fame and Posterizer Hall of Fame or Gold with boost or something would work. Nah, bro, that shit was broken. Anywhere within the paint, you could be standing not even in your way for a dunk, and your meter would be tiny. And he had like 25 perimeter defense. It made no sense. Fix limitless range. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if I'm the only one that's been having problems with limitless range. But even like in my team and stuff, I just can't shoot limitless range. I just can't. I can't shoot limitless range at all for some odd reason. No matter with who. I have a GOAT LeBron James in 2K24 at the end of this year, and I just can't shoot limitless range. And even with Steph Curry and stuff, I just couldn't. So I think limitless range should be a bit easier. Make defense fast, make the game feel fast and responsive. That's all I can think of.
Including speed boosting. We've got the new go-to shots that can lead to some insane greens. We've got the shot rating you need to green consistently. We've got the mid-range game covered for all you midi magicians out there. We've got the new rhythm shooting system. And for all you slashers, we've got a detailed meter dunking breakdown. We're gonna cover the all-new shot contest system, and for all the centers, we cover the standing dunks and the paint mash. We've got Devin Booker floaters, we've got scooper.
Now, one thing I do like what they did this year so far, or next year, we're not in the year yet, but the next coming game is they fixed. I think the court needed to be bigger. It was a couple years ago that was a thing, and I do remember the 2K devs saying that. I don't know. I'm gonna try and find the tweet or something. The 2K devs said that the court size was good enough and was fine, but now a couple years later, they've made it bigger. I do remember them saying that, and they made the play model smaller, which I also like. But I do like that. That's good. It gives more spacing and more creativity for the game. By the way, this is post-production me, but I did forget to. Well, I did say it midway through the video, but if you want to go watch the original video, go watch Joe Knows, and that's his video. I'm just reacting to it kind of and giving my thoughts on certain things. And yeah, all the love and all the credit goes to Joe Knows for the video. Bye-bye.
Let's talk about dribbling. Okay, there was a lot of things floating around the internet about how you could not speed boost on this game. I don't know. Let's see that. Y'all gotta be careful about how you could not speed boost on this game. I don't know.
Yeah, you can.
Y'all gotta be careful who y'all talk to. You can speed boost on 2K25. Okay, let's chill. You can speed boost. Okay. Was it different? Absolutely. Is it going to take us a little while to figure out how to speed boost out of every single move on the game? Of course.
No, should I speed up? I don't know. Should I?
Nobody could
speed
boost out of stuff.
I'll go 1.25. I'll go 1.25. If you want to watch the original video, the video's out there, you know. So go ahead and watch the original video if you want to. If this is the first time seeing this.
Months, right? It took us a while. People thought you had to have Kyrie Irving dribble style to speed boost, and then we realized, okay, you got to do a hezzy out of each dribble move, and then you can.
Yeah, shout out to Joe Knows. Even though I'm just starting this YouTube stuff, shout out to Joe Knows, man. Just every year when it comes to like news and stuff, recently he's the guy to watch. Him and Lakers fans and stuff like that. They're the guys to watch to when it comes to that news and breaking down gameplay. I remember watching his, was it 23? Yeah, I think it was 2K23, the Michael Jordan challenges and stuff. He was the guy I was watching. Just shout out to him, man.
Cleanly. It's gonna be something like that along the lines for 25 as well. We just gotta find the sauce. People like Young Dirk and Koza were doing a lot more dribble labbing than
Clean.
me.
I do like the excellent. The excellent down there, I like it. I like that. I don't know if that's in game.
LeBron James. And for those of you that were also wondering, LeBron Hotback is back. Yeah, you still get the big Hotback.
Now, I did hear that they did patch some moves that weren't in the demo. That's one thing I saw on Twitter. So, and I think I heard, if I remember correctly, LeBron Hotback was one of them. So, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. But, you know, I don't know how to feel about that.
And for the small guards, I mean, Chris Paul's got
Chris Paul looks weird in the San Antonio Spurs jersey.
LeBron Hotback
And he looks like he's 4'5".
The combos, the quick little
That's
combos.
clean. I like that. That's
like
clean.
Steph Curry has
That's
to, like,
clean.
dance behind a screen, and John Morant right there to like get into the mid range.
That's nice.
They felt pretty smooth, pretty clean. I lapped up a little bit. You know, you could spam like the jaw aggressive combo breakdown.
Okay.
And I chained together some decent.
Hopefully he's not too
in
broken.
My opinion, the big players almost moved better than the small players. But like, look at, I'm speed boosting with De'Aaron Fox, like no problem. And this was me labbing for like 5 to 10 minutes, you know. So that whole thing, people were tweeting, oh, there's no speed boosting. I don't know what these people. I don't know if they play the same game as me, but you see the cross.
I don't get me wrong. 2K has been quite mediocre for the past couple years, but even from like 2K17, there's a certain mentality in the community where they just hate on the game. They just hate on it every year, regardless if it actually is bad or not. They just hate on it. Oh, it's the same game. I remember even 2K20 when 2K20 came out. People saying 2K19.5, 2K19.5. Like, come on, bro. And 2K20 turned out to be one of the most favorable games in terms of the community. Me personally, 2K. I need to make a video for that actually. A 2K, every 2K I've played and what I rated 2K. Because me, I've played 2K since I'm 20. I've played 2K since 2K14. 2K14. That's when I started playing 2K. And then 2K15, 16 is when I actually started playing like all the modes and stuff. And then from 16 onwards, I've been playing every year, bro.
On the crossover right there, little like quick, I guess kind of quick stop pull up. The magic crossover into like the John Wall crossover to the hoop right here. There's definitely going to be some ways to get open. We just gotta, 20 minutes of labbing the demo game at Community Day is not enough. It's going to take a little while. You see the John Wall snatchback from last year. There's a lot of ways that we're going to figure out to get open, whether you're on a bigger player, a smaller player. You can speed boost. Dribbling is different, 100%. Just like every other year. We got to lab it up. We got to find out the best SIGs. We're using...
And even today, was today or tomorrow? But whatever. The My Player build is coming out. So that's going to be big. I'm going to react to that as well, by the way. I'm going to react to that as well. Give some insights as to what I think. Yeah, what I think. I like you get, but what I think, yeah. And yeah.
NBA players, even a Kyrie Irving, De'Aaron Fox, a Trae Young, they do not have optimized SIGs. They have a couple good SIGs, but they don't have like your My Player where you have, one of the best animations in every category. They might have 1 or 2 or 3 good dribble moves in their package of whatever it is, 10 dribble moves, let's say, while your My Player has 10 good animations. All animations you have are good and give you clean bursts and clean movement. These guys are,
Yeah, that's why this year, like, I need to stop pausing. I'm going to let it play, but that's why I want this year or in the next future 2K games and whatever, add a variety, bro. Make all the animations somewhat good and somewhat bad in certain situations, man. Like, keep it balanced. And I'd rather them, if there's one overpowered move, I'd rather them buff the other moves if they even can. I don't know. With 2K, they tend to not even patch the game or update the game during the cycle. But I would rather there be 10 overpowered moves than there be 1 overpowered moves and the rest are arse. Because everyone's using that 1 overpowered move, And if you want to counter that, just buff the lateral defense. That's all you have to do, bro. If you want to counter the OP moves, you know? That's all you have to do. Don't buff steals, don't buff blocks. Just buff perimeter lateral movement. And you have a good game.
Actual SIGs. Some of them are trash.
And the game has to be fun.
Trash. Just a bug almost hit me in the eye. Some of their SIGs are trash every year, right? So let's relax. I think we're going to be fine. Just like at the beginning of 24, it felt stiff, it felt slow. Nobody could figure out how to move cleanly and speed boost. And like I said,
yeah, I struggled with that badly.
Johnson crossover for like a month or two. So let's look at the new shot timing profiles. You have layup timing and shot timing profiles. So for layup timing, you have real player percentage, low, normal, and high risk. You still have your shot timing visual cue. At least in the demo version, you couldn't create the custom cue that they had talked about, so you could just choose from the ones from last year. So I put it on push. And then for the shot timing profile, you see it's set to difficulty based, which is basically it just automatically adjusts depending on the difficulty you're playing.
So high risk reward is green and miss.
Online gameplay, if that's going to be an option.
And if you want whites, is low risk or
low, normal, and high risk. And essentially, you can read the descriptions here, but the higher the risk you go, the more your timing matters. And I'm going to be honest, unless you have bad Wi-Fi or you're just extremely new to 2K, after testing normal and high risk and all these options, everyone's going to play on high risk. Like everyone that plays the game and is, I'd say, average to above average, unless you have bad Wi-Fi, you're going to play on high risk because it gives you more control over whether you green or not. And shooting on high risk, as you're going to see, even with low 3-point ratings, I was still able to spark. So here's what I was talking about. You see, I have it set to high risk reward on your shot timing profile, okay? And I'm using Ja Morant here. The difficulty is on Hall of Fame, and we're going to go in not even bronze limitless range. You know, he's got a few shooting badges, if I remember correctly, but I just looked to see if he had limitless. It's on Hall of Fame, and like I was, you know, this is using Ja's jump shot base with no jump shot boost. I don't think he had any 3-point hot zones. Like, and I was still able to just green. So in my opinion, if you're not using high risk, high reward, you're going to be at an extreme disadvantage, especially when you play against other good players. Like I said, unless you have bad Wi-Fi or something, you're going to be on that high risk. Now, the next thing I wanted to test was limitless range. It's on Hall of Fame, and I'm shooting from the logo. Steph has Hall of Fame limitless range.
That's good.
So, you know, this year you can get legend limitless range.
That's good.
But no NBA players that we played on had legend badges. So I wasn't able to test any legend badges. But as you can see, I can shoot from basically the center circle.
That's good. Just make the game fun, bro. Make the game fun. If you make the game fun, that's good.
He only has half limitless. So it's going to be interesting to see what that legend limitless is like.
That's good.
All right, let's talk about the new stick shooting. Okay, obviously we've read about it. Now this is it in action. Basically, it gives you two timings. It gives you
that move there is clean. I really like that move from Curry.
Push of the stick.
That move is
in terms of your timing, and then it gives you a second reading at the bottom that talks about your tempo. Now, if you green both the timing and the tempo, you make it every time.
Is that 2K21?
If you green one or the other, you make it a decent amount of the time. But as you see in the screenshot, you got the timing and the tempo. And, you know, right here, I got great timing, great tempo. So they're both green. You make the shot every time from what I saw. But the main problem I think is going to come with this is, let's look at the two situations. First of all, catch and shoot. When you're catching and shooting using the stick shooting, it seemed like there was a slight delay. Like there was a little bit of a hitch in terms of how fast you could get the shot off. And maybe I was just doing it wrong because it was the first time playing the game. But even people that I talked to, they kind of said they felt like they could shoot much quicker. Like you could instantly shoot the ball if you shot with the button on catch and shoots. And there was that slight hitch, slight delay using the stick, which obviously is going to lead to your shot getting contested more because you can't get the shot off as quickly. The other situation besides catch and shoot is dribbling. And obviously it's something new, and I was only experimenting with it for a few minutes on this demo version of 2K25.
That move is clean.
To go from comboing dribble moves to then shooting with the stick, it felt very awkward, and maybe that's just because it's new. If I had to guess whether people are going to use it or not, I would say majority of people will not use this. Kind of like the shot.
Yeah, I'll give it a try, but I think it was I won't use it. I'll use button.
I feel like it's going to kind of be like that. You'll get a few people experimenting with it, but for the most part, people are going to stick with that button shooting, especially with the high risk option. I just feel like it was so consistent, even with that. Even with Ja Morant with the 78 3 ball, like imagine, you know, my players with much higher ratings, with jump shot boost, with hot zones, lethal zones, etc., etc. You guys understand what I'm saying. The one situation I think I could see people potentially using the stick shooting is on fades. Now, these clips are from my boy Swag. He was testing it out, and he said it felt really good when he was just kind of running to the side and shooting like a mid-range fade. So maybe people will use that. He said he would kind of experiment with it more and consider it. But for someone like me who's typically ISOing, I don't see myself comboing up and creating space and then using the stick to shoot. So experiment with it as you want. I'll probably test it out a little bit more, but I think I'm just going to be shooting with the button on that high risk, high reward. Go-to shots. These are actually
Not that kind of angle.
pretty cool. How effective will they be? I'm not sure. And did they soup up the green window on these? I don't know, because I was greening reds and yellows on these like crazy. And yes, this is on Hall of Fame. That is a very tight red coverage that we're going to get into shortly.
Wow.
On Hall of Fame difficulty over Michael Jordan, who has straight Hall of Fame defensive badges. Here's another one right here with Kevin Durant, and it's a
They're the same animation that KD from last year. I used that animation.
Chris Middleton. So the go-to shots. The reason I
Well,
like
me
them
damn.
is just because they look
Light pressure.
really, really nice. Aesthetically, they are very pleasing. They look very like they literally as a fan of the NBA.
That looks
they
quite
look
realistic.
just like
Yeah, he would shoot that.
player movements from real life. Now, some of them are a little slow.
Edwards.
They don't create a lot of space. So I don't know how much people will actually use them in like
Okay,
online gameplay.
That was nice.
But the one thing that is good about these, as we read in the courtside report, if you watched that video or read about it yourself, you can at any moment out of those combinations, you can speed boost out of it. You can also.
Damn, is it just me or Harden moving slow, bro? I've been watching these clips from Harden. He's moving. All the animation looks slow.
Yourself,
Let me go back.
you can at any moment out of those combinations. You can speed boost out of it.
Like, he's not even like, when Harden dribbles, or especially like Prime, I don't know about now, but maybe the animation from now. But Prime Harden, bro, he would dribble with like some assertiveness, bro. He would dribble with like making you think, where am I gonna go? Am I gonna drive left? Am I gonna? But here he
Also,
just
at any moment as you, let's say you go tween, behind the back, tween,
Like-
tween, hop. At any moment in that sequence, you can do a different dribble move. So let's say I go tween, behind the back, tween, and then I want to just do like an escape and run right. I can escape and run right at any moment within that whole sequence, and that's like the shot
So you can get out.
canceling
yeah.
feature that they were talking about. I think the mid-range is going to be lethal again on this game. Like, it's going to be something people can go to with the front fades, the side fades, the back fades, the hop jumpers, spin shots, all the stuff that all you like MIDI loving players loved about 24. I feel like the mid-range is going to be
That's good. That's good.
just as effective
Mid-range
on this
mid-range
game.
last year was one of the bright spots in the gameplay. Like, within the gameplay, they made the mid-range viable again. Because I remember past 2Ks, mid-range was just not it, man. Like 2K22, I think, in 23, like the free was just bare, easy to get, and then dunking was good. So mid-range wasn't really used. But this last year they done well, and hopefully this year it looks like it stayed the same, which is good.
So yeah, whether you're shooting the
That
signature
shot's
shots,
crazy.
the hop shots,
On
the
Hall of Fame, that's
fades,
crazy.
The mid-range is definitely.
And 2K now is heavily
this year,
contested.
in my opinion.
That's smothered.
Of course, I'm just playing against the AI, but I think I get a pretty good sense of it from what I tested, and middies are going to be good yet again. Let's get into meter dunking. Now, the first thing
Okay.
you might see, the actual meters.
It's one of my things I want to get ticked off.
There is no green window that it shows. So in order to determine whether it's a good or a bad dunk attempt, I'm not really sure.
They have no green window, so we don't know if. Okay, I don't know how to feel about that. That's not. I heard they were making the meter fluctuate now, but I wanted to see, like, when you go for a layup in 2K24, if it's like starts off being maybe a bit contested and then after it gets open, the meter adjusts. That's the thing I envisioned for 2K25. There's no green window. So you don't know if you missed because it was your fault or if you missed because the games wouldn't let you because you were contested.
It's a bit of guesswork. Did it feel good? Oh, it still felt good. Yep, it still felt.
It felt good, hopefully.
Change.
Let me see
for a
that.
small
What do they have? They checked
know,
the pick and roll
They
overlay.
talked about the
Pick and roll, the same thing. Just
dunk meter
Right,
logic was going to change, and
one thing in 2K I wanted to add back is in old 2K you could in the pick and roll overlay you could get it was a roll pop and there was another one where you like fake a screen where you just cut pretty much. I don't know why they got rid of that.
or
Like a
straight
fake
up
screen.
tiny, like there was going to be in
I don't know what you
between.
call. I
We
forgot
don't
what
even
the
know
wording
if
was
there-
called.
you know, we
What
don't
the
really
wording
even
is,
know
but
what
yeah.
is considered an in between or
A
what's
dive,
considered
I
a
think.
millimeter. I guess it's going to be a lot of trial and error on what's a good take and what's like super greenable. The one thing I will say is going against smaller play, like jaw dunking on a guard, definitely felt a lot easier as I miss one on Dinwiddie. I mean, I show that. The one thing I will say is the opponent, the defender mattered. For example, like trying to dunk on Draymond felt a lot more difficult than trying to dunk on a guard like a Kyrie Irving or something. Like it definitely felt like the defender's attributes and badges mattered more than it did on 24. Let's get into shot contests. So they took away percentages. And from what I understand, there won't be percentages in the real game either. So there's wide open, I think there's open, and then there's light pressure.
Yeah, I
which
saw
is a
this.
yellow contest,
Yeah, I
and
saw
then
this.
there's
Yeah.
tight, which is a red contest. And then another degree that I saw was very tight, but it was also red colored. So I'm assuming it's just like obviously a heavier contested tight shot.
So they pretty much just brought back wide open, lightly contested, heavily contested, and smothered. Okay. Me, I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know if I prefer the percentages or not. The percentages, I never understood with 2K with that. Like, if I get like a 5% and 2%, does that 3% difference really change my make percentage on a shot, or is it just under the color? If it's lightly contested, 5%, 2%, 10%, it's the same quote unquote make chance. I never really understood that, but I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem.
The question I have is some of these shot contest systems. So I just
Oh,
have two
no.
examples here.
Oh,
so I don't
no.
wanna go on and on
Oh,
for
no.
hours and hours, but check this out. Okay, KD
Oh, this
pulls
could be
up, it's
bad.
a light pressure. Okay, shooting
Okay.
it over Brook Lopez. Now let's check out this MJ fade over Dwayne Wade. That's a red. So let's break this picture.
Oh no, I don't like that. That's not good.
I froze it at the release point of both of their jump shots. If you see the first one on the left with Dwayne Wade, I reached. I'm the defender in this situation. I tried to like get a strip animation or something like that. So there is no hand even above Michael Jordan's waist at the time of him releasing that fade. And I got a red contest. Now on the flip side over here with Kevin Durant, Brook Lopez contested this shot pretty damn well. Like his hand is all the way up, basically by Durant's wrist, almost right by his hand. It might be like one of those in real life where you shoot and the defender, you know, you high five the defender as you release the ball. Like he's right there, and that's a yellow. So that makes me think maybe Dwayne Wade's perimeter is much higher than Brook Lopez's. Maybe his challenger is much higher, or is it going to go back to contests where it's just really depends on where you're standing? Like if you're in the hitbox probably isn't the right term, but you understand what I'm saying. If you're like right up against the defender, even without a hand up, is it going to be a red this year? Because I'm going to be honest, though, the jump shot that KD's taking looks a hell of a lot more contested than the one that Michael Jordan's taking. And like I said, the Jordan contest was a red and the KD contest was a yellow. I'm not really sure about this. I'm not really sure. Obviously, online gameplay will be the ultimate determining factor.
All right, I think that because the left one's heavily contested, and I'm just gonna use the old 2K terminology. The left one is heavily contested or tight, and the right one is light pressure, lightly contested. I think the ratings of the defenders are taken into account, number one. And number two, I don't know. I would rather the right one. The right one makes sense to me because that's Brook Lopez. It's a late closeout, number two. And he's recovering. And KD still has some sort of vision at the basket. The left one makes no sense at all. I don't care if you have a 99 perimeter defense. If you have a 99 still. If you are reaching at the defender and you're not in his eye vision or some sorts where he's shooting the ball, there should be no contest. The hitbox should always be... That shouldn't even be... The left one should be a foul, bro. Let's be real. That happens either way, that's a foul, bro. That's a foul. But the hitbox in terms of the contest system should always be above like the chest area. If I can see a hand while I'm shooting, then that's gonna throw me off rather than the guy. It'll throw me off a bit. Maybe what Dwayne Wade's doing, that could be lightly contested, you know? Max. Because you're somewhat there, so you're somewhat disrupting the guy shooting. But as long as the shooter, especially if you're a really good shooter, can see the rim and see the basket, like clearly, then there should be no contest. What I don't want 2K to go back to is ghost contest. I don't, just because you have a high defensive rating doesn't mean that you can contest every shot by just looking at me. If they do that, then I'm not happy.
Factor on like how we feel about shot contests, but this was just something that I noticed when I was going back over all the gameplay that I had, and I was like, man, like that looks way more contested than the other one, and the other one registered as a red. So I'm not really sure how I feel about shot contests, and I can't really give you guys a good answer on if it's better, worse, or the same. The exact and a 30 was, man, like there's a big difference between a 6% yellow.
That's KD new jump shot. I've seen that on Twitter. I've seen that on Twitter.
And we're not going to know that this year. So does that mean every single light contest is exactly the same? Does that mean, you know, obviously depending on the level of your challenger and your perimeter defense, does that make it easier to get a red contest instead of a yellow? Or is it just across all you know, is whatever's a yellow is a yellow regardless.
That moves clean. I think that was in last year.
The badge will be like how effective that yellow contest is. It just kind of raises a lot of questions about how effective shot contests are going to be. Let's talk about some standing dunks, some paint mash, something for you centers. Now, standing dunks, first of all, were really OP in 24 because of the jab step. No more jab steps in the paint. Every time you try to jab step, you see right here, it's just you pump fake, pump fake, pump fake. There's no more. You can't Kobe jab in the paint or do any triple threat jab in the paint. Now, the one thing I will say about the standing meter dunks, just like the driving meter dunks, because there's no green window, you don't really know what is a good one and a bad one. So it's going to, again, be a lot of trial and error. Did I green some? Absolutely. You can also still standing contact dunk with X. I got a couple of those in there in the limited amount of time where I was testing this. Paint mashing. Until we play against other human beings is going to be tough to really get a read on it. But one thing I will say is like moving people out of the way and going up with close shots did feel pretty effective. Obviously, all these guys have high close shot like Giannis and Wembanyama, but look at like Giannis pushing Kevin Durant in and then going up and getting a layup, still greening it over light pressure. I feel like paint mashing could be determined a lot more this year off of potentially close shot, but more importantly, having some post control, because without the jab step, to be able to create the space and be able to create the room that you need to be able to standing dunk or standing layup, I feel like
it's one thing off topic, by the way. I'm hearing what you're saying. I've seen now, you know, even though the lighting on the court is not the best, you know, it's quite a downgrade from before. I do like now in next gen because they've made the fans like actually quite vibrant, I guess, with the way they wear colors and stuff compared to last gen. I do like now they've added some lighting depending on the arena, because I remember watching like clips of like the Lakers arena in 2K22 and you can see all the fans, when in reality it's not like that. So just little things like that, you know, like I do like stuff like this.
Challenge, because that was the main reason on 24 it was so good, because of the jab.
Damn, that's clean. I could actually see him be doing that. That's clean. I like that animation.
Without having the jab, you're gonna have to go to other ways, and maybe post control becomes a little bit more important for a center who's looking to be an offensive option down low. How it's gonna be. All right, let's get into some layups. Now, layups on 24 were really good, and as the year went on, more and more people found out about how good they were, and people started making the Devin Booker floater builds. The animation is still in the game. I didn't test it for too long, so I just got a couple clips for you there. I missed one, I made one. But also in the game, scoopers. Scoopers are back. You still get the cheese body-to-body scooper animation. They did not remove that. Now, the thing about this is, I don't even know if the devs know this is in the game. Like, once people found this move out, they
have to know. There's no way.
Stage. It was a bit more of a sweaty move, but basically, you could just body through somebody even if they had a 99 strength and you had no strength. Strength had nothing to do with it, and that's why I'm not sure the devs even know this is in the game. Now let's talk about some defense.
All right, here we go.
Bump steals were kind of tough to test, but for those locks that want bump steals back, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they are back, because I was blitzing the computer on Hall of Fame, and anytime my body hit that ball, the ball popped free. So those lockdowns that were frustrated all of 24 with not being able to get the bump steals they feel they were able to get, or they feel
no, I think it's good. Because they made the court bigger and stuff. full court presses and stuff in Prime, some people will try to do that, I guess, or try and press the ball handler. But because they made the court bigger, so it's more viable as to who to pass to and stuff, I think he's okay. Bump steals, they're good.
They should have got, I should say. I think you're gonna be able to get bump steals like crazy this year. Like, look, I'm.
But now what? I don't know if he will do it because obviously this is against AI. How will like normal steals be in terms of if I'm dribbling in front of you? What would be the likelihood of you ripping me? That's what I want to know.
It's on Hall of Fame, and I'm just blitzing it.
And you also gotta be careful your dribble moves. You gotta be careful your dribble moves.
It pop free, and testing plucks with the NBA players against the AI is just difficult.
Yeah.
Because not a lot of the guys have like Hall of Fame glove with 99 steal, like a lockdown wood, or anytime I did go for a reach on the ball, I did not get it. Now there's no right stick ripper, and when I tested it in 24, I was getting a ton of on-ball steals.
I don't want him to be too OP, like I don't want him to be too OP. Now, me personally, when it comes to pluck steals, like I don't mind pluck steals in the half court setting once you pass the half court, but I don't want it to be too annoying where people will be full court pressing, trying to get in the side of you to try and make sure, just trying to catch you out and stuff like that. I don't like that because IRL like that don't happen. IRL that don't happen. If you're on my right, I go to my left. It's really rare. Like unless you're, I mean, then again, you can say people with like 99 still are like Kawhi Leonard, but like. It's really rare for you to get a backcourt steal constantly in any basketball professional or semi-professional league. That's really rare.
The bumps that you could get on the ball handler felt good. That on ball.
That's good. We like that.
That's what they said was like the new clamps, as you see it popping up in the top right-hand corner. You can get a lot of bumps, but like Bill Cartwright right there getting that little blow-by animation on Chris Bosh. I don't think the bumps are so OP to the point that people won't be able to move. Obviously, I think it's going to depend on what build is playing against what build, what the strength is, what the immovable.
You see, these are the things now where I'm really confused, and like we as a community, I'm gonna say we because it's not just me. A lot of people feel like this. We don't know, like with these bumps, the strength matter because they say so, and then we find out it doesn't matter. Like nearly every year. But this shit is strength matter because we just don't know. Like we're gonna make builds, we're gonna spend £50 or dollars, wherever you're from, euros or yen or whatever. You're gonna spend this amount of money, and you're not even sure how the game even works. We're not even sure how things work, and every time or most of the time, everyone's first build is an L because we actually don't know that speed of ball doesn't matter. Like last year, speed of ball doesn't matter. Strength really doesn't matter unless you're a lockdown defender of some sorts. Speed is only for off ball. There's so many stats like that just we don't know, and we think, oh yeah, this matters. When in fact, 2-3 months later in the game cycle, none of these stats matter. Like you could be a point guard and have like 73 acceleration, 75 acceleration. It makes no sense when you think of it, but in game, that's how it is. And you pay the price by spending the money and not knowing already. You have to wait a bit, but
what the lightning launches on, all that. But Bill Cartwright right there got a blow-by animation moving in slow motion against Chris Bosh. But then I also got some...
Like if 2K were like W's and stuff, they would send like 2K labs and 2K toots to test out their game and get some stats before. So when the game comes out, everyone knows what's right, what's wrong. Or if there's a big problem within the game, 2K can make a patch to fix it or something before the game comes out. Rather than it being broken, and because it's such a big thing, 2K can't do anything about it. I mean, 2K most likely, if they could, they wouldn't even do anything about it. But it gives them an excuse because it's such a big thing in the game, it's such a big fundamental thing, and people spend money. 2K don't do anything to fix the problem, and we have the problem for the whole year. Just give 2K labs, 2K toots, so whoever that does like big tests within the game, access to the game like a week or two early, so that way they can get their stats down, they can give it to 2K. 2K can decide whether or not they want to fix these problems, and if they don't want to fix the problems, if there are problems, they don't want to fix the issues or problems that they find, at least as a consumer, when we play the game, we know that this is a problem and we know how to make our builds, but 2K won't do that.
really good bump animations with LeBron against Scottie Pippen. So
2K won't do
hopefully
that.
it's balanced and hopefully it's not just super RNG whether you get a good
Sorry for
bump or a
rambling, but,
blow-by. Hopefully it
you
actually
know, that's
does
just what I'm
depend
thinking
on
in my head.
momentum and badges and attributes and all that. Tough to say against the AI, like I said, but once we get into online gameplay, I think within a couple weeks we will definitely have our answer. We touched on paint defense a little bit already when we were talking about the meter dunks, but it felt pretty good in terms of
What
like
the
if you
fuck?
kept your body between somebody in the hoop, you could definitely wall up. Chase down block right
Nice.
there with LeBron, definitely can still, you know.
Chase downs last year, I don't remember last year really chase downs that much. I think they were okay. There was one year where they were atrocious recently. One year they were terrible, but 2K22 I think was the year they were really good. 23 I think they got nerfed to the ground. 24 they were okay. Not that good. They were okay. I would like chase downs to be more of a thing. But punish the people, yeah. With the game, you just have to have a lot of counters, you know? If you go for a chase down block and the guy doesn't go up, then you shouldn't be able to recover and jump again and get a contest. That shouldn't be a thing.
People down, and nothing crazy there. But did the computer make some red layups on
That
me?
should be a
Absolutely.
block. That should be a block.
No,
With
it's-
LeBron, Miami Heat LeBron, prime athletic LeBron, and you're not dunking that?
Did the
This should be a block, bro. I'm sorry.
Also, when I was doing the meter dunks, like I said, it was much harder to meter dunk on a Draymond Green than it was on a Kyrie Irving. So I think size, but then also attributes matter, like Draymond's defense.
I'm thinking this year I might make a Draymond Green build, you know? I was thinking that last year and I didn't. But this year I might make one. A power forward, 6'7", with good defense, can shoot the free a bit, can pass, and can dunk and stuff. I might make a Draymond Green build, you know? A defensive anchor, power forward, not a perimeter defender, more interior backline defender. I think I might make that. I don't know yet, but we'll see.
Defense and badges are definitely a lot better than Kyrie's when it comes to inside.
And pay attention to the lighting in every
Also
arena, by the way.
a
It's
big
all
factor
different,
to
which I
take
like.
into consideration,
That-
but we'll
that
have to
also.
wait and see. Okay, here we go again. Post scores. Well, every year, bro. Every year. They're going to be godly, bro. They're going to be godly. I'm telling you that right now. You still get the spin throw animations. The post hooks felt good. The post fades felt good. And Joel only has gold post badges. So there's 2 tiers up, right? You can go to you can go to Hoff, and then you could go to Legend. So a pure post scorer with Legend post badges. Just get ready, bro. That's all I'm saying.
No way Luka Doncic got thrown.
Post badges.
No, that's bad, bro. But hopefully this, like, I don't have a problem with post scoring. Like, when it comes to post scoring, obviously I don't want it to be too overpowered where you can make any contest. But I want with post scoring, that means I hope that big centers like 7'3", 7'2", 7'1" centers are viable. Because the past couple of years they have not been viable. Like the smaller centers have been more dominant compared to the bigger ones. So hopefully, if I'm a 7'2" center, I'll play against a 7' or 6'11" power post scorer. I can somewhat lock him up because I'm taller and I have the longer arms and I get the better contest. And just don't make the contest like, don't make it where you can green heavily contested 24/7. If you do that, the game's done. The game's done until there's a nerf.
Get ready, bro.
The game's done.
Just get ready. They're back. They are back again.
But post score should always be viable in every game. I do agree with that.
Obviously, Embiid has a really good mid-range rating and post control rating and all that. So the fades with him did feel, extremely good. I don't think
That move, this move, he showed already. This move's clean.
If you made
That's such a
seven
Joel
post
Embiid
score.
move. I like that.
But I guess potentially you could if you went small wingspan. But anyways, my point is post scores are back. They're going to be godly. You can still throw people. The drop steps felt really, really good. The hooks, the fades.
What shoes are those, by the
This
way,
was
from
with
Embiid's
gold
wearing?
badges, Imagine Legend. Y'all get the point. On and on and on. Post scores, yet again, they're going to be godly. Another thing to test was the blowout dribble. Now you do it with the flicking the right stick up, and I'll be honest, it did feel
Damn,
better
he's quick.
than 2K24. It definitely felt.
He is
like
gliding.
actually
That's
kinda
good.
get
I like that. I like
downhill
that.
with
Fast
it. In
gameplay. We
terms
like
of
that.
just
We like
getting
that.
Separation
We
from
like
the
that.
opponent, it did feel better, but I was playing against the AI. Of course, we got to see when there's another human being sprinting as fast as he can to try to catch up to you. When it comes to ankle breakers, I really only got one, and I didn't even do it on purpose, and it was on a hop jumper, unfortunately. So, are ankle breakers back? Are they going to be effective? I'm not really sure. But one thing I will say was when I was dribbling on the perimeter a lot, I would get oohs and ahs from the crowd, and like I wasn't getting any crazy ankle breaker. It was almost like I was getting stun animations just from doing like
That's in the
small
game
little
every year,
combos.
yeah.
So it almost seemed like it worked as ankle breaker, but also tight handles. If y'all remember tight handles, we get those stun animations. And it wasn't like anything crazy in terms of the stuns.
That presents problems. Guys, thank you, David.
But I heard the crowd every time I saw
Oh,
the a little bit, you know, ooh, we'll see once we get online. I didn't like spam to get ankle breakers all that often, but everyone else I talked to said they barely got any. All right, a lot of you guys asked me about Patty Mills' jump shot because it was so good in 24, and I'm gonna be honest, it's still fast. Obviously, this is the actual Patty Mills jump shot. I wasn't able to create a custom Patty Mills with different releases, but it is still really fast. It feels relatively the same as last year. Depending on shot contests and depending on obviously once 2K sizes for the bases and the releases and all that, it'll determine if it's going to be the best shot in the game again. But in terms of speed and visual looks and everything, I mean, Patty was still pattying. I'm gonna be honest, Patty was still pattying, so it might be one of the best shots on the game again. We'll have to see, and a big determining factor on why Patty Mills was the best
I
shot
got no problem. Just make a lot of jump shots good, bro. If you make a lot of jump shots good, then, we don't have a problem. Just don't make it like base 11 and 2K19. If you know 2K19 base 11, just don't make it like that. And just make jump shots viable, bro.
On 24 was the contest system. Just for whatever reason, just Patty would just register opens almost all the time. Like even the 5% contests on 24 looked like they should have been reds. Like it was crazy in terms of beating contests. That's why it really was a crazy shot on 24. So we'll have to see how that plays out on 25, but it is still on 25 and it's still fast and it looks the same. So for those of you that wanted me to test Patty, there's your quick little review. Well, that's my NBA 2K25 gameplay breakdown. If you're looking for my NBA 2K25 My Player Builder breakdown, click that video on the screen right there. You don't want to miss that. You definitely don't want to miss that.
Okay, the list. I forgot what my list was. My list was dunking meter, be fixed. Limitless range, I think, to fix. I think that was another one. Make more things, make more animation. Yeah, make more dribbling, make dribbling fun. That was another one. Make dribbling fun. And just make more variety dribble moves. I don't want to see the same 5 dribble moves in every build. And I think there was another one, but I can't remember. But yeah, man, this video was good, bro. This video, it's kind of got me, not excited, but more ready to play, because it's only it's only 5 days away. No, 6, 5, 7, 8. So it's only a couple days away, bro. It's only a couple days away. So we'll see. But yeah, I think later today, the other video from Joe Knows will be dropping at 4 p.m. my time. So I'll be reacting to it first thing. And yeah, man. Have a good day. Peace. Love you. And ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.